back to Tom's Life. Today we are making rhubarb crumble and custard. So the ingredients you need are rhubarb, self-raising flour, butter, caster sugar, brown sugar, 2 lemons, milk and custard powder. First step to do is to prep all the ingredients. I'm going to start off with the rhubarb. So first step, we're going to prep our rhubarb for our rhubarb crumble. So you just want to trim the ends. And you just want to chop it into pieces. Might have to give it some force. Always remember your fingers. So we're doing medium pieces. Always be careful with your fingers. And once you've got medium pieces like that, you've got a dish here, and I've already placed one rhubarb in, and you place the rest in. And then you just lay it all out, and then you open your other rhubarb if you want to add more. We're going to add some more rhubarb, and then what we're going to do is we're going to layer some sugar and lemon juice over it. Then we're going to let this cook so they start to soften and it brings out all the juice. Next step, you're going to prep your lemon. You're first going to chop it in half. Then you're going to get your rhubarb, what's in your tray, and you're going to squeeze all the juice in. So what I do is I put my hand over the bowl or the dish, so none of the pips go in. This is optional. You don't have to use lemon juice. I show you again how I did that. So you put your hand over it, and you give it a good squeeze. Now you want to get 3 good spoonfuls of caster sugar. And you want to sprinkle it all over the rhubarb and the lemon juice. And then you just want to give it a good mix in, so the rhubarb gets a good coating of your sugar and lemon juice. You can add more sugar if you think you need it. Next step, you're going to switch on your oven. Using my bump-ons to tell me which one is the oven. And you want to set this at 180 degrees. I have set that at 180 degrees. Let that just preheat before you place your rhubarb in the oven to cook for 15 minutes while you make your crumble mixture. Next step, you're going to place your rhubarb in the oven to cook for 15 minutes. I put it on the top shelf. Put it right to the back. You close the door. Let that cook for 15 minutes while you make your crumble topping. Now you're going to start making your crumble topping. You're first going to weigh out 200 and 25 grams of soft raisin flour. I am using my talking scales.
It is 35 grams.
You just keep adding till you get to 225. It might look like a lot of flour, but you're going to break the butter down, and it'll be like into breadcrumbs.
It is 225 grams.
Spot on. Once you weighed out 225 grams of soft raisin flour, you're going to get a big mixing bowl and you're going to place it all in, and you want to give it a good tap out. Next step, we're going to weigh out 50 grams of brown sugar using my talking scales. You give it a little bit of a tap.
It is 15 grams. It is 45 grams. It is 45 grams. It is 50 grams.
Spot on. Once you weighed out 50 grams of brown sugar, you're going to get another mixing bowl and you're going to place all your brown sugar in. Give it a little tap. And then what we're going to do, after when you have made your breadcrumbs with your flour and butter, you add in your brown sugar, so your base will get a nice golden top. Next step, we're going to weigh out our butter. You will need 125 grams using my talking scales. So what you do is you first open your pack of butter, you'll get a knife and you'll cut some butter off. And you'll place it in your scales.
It is 65 grams.
You'll need to add a little bit more.
It is 64 grams. It is 103 grams. It is 103 grams. It is 123 grams. It is 125 grams.
Spot on. After when you have weighed out 125 grams of butter, you're going to place it in with your flour. So once you've added in your butter, you want to use your fingertips and raise it from a height to make breadcrumbs. Must be careful not to have hot hands or the butter will melt. And like I always say, you don't have to do it this way. You can put it in a blitzer, a food blitzer, and it will take a minute or two. And after when you've done a few tosses with your fingertips, you give it a little shake, bring all the big lumps to the top, and you just keep doing it till you've got all the butter worked into the flour and you've got nice breadcrumbs. Next you want to add in the brown sugar. You want to give this a bit of a stir. All in. Don't worry if you've got little bits of butter and you've got it all in, all crumbled in. When you put this on the top of your rhubarb, it will cook, so it'll give it a nice golden texture. So don't worry if you've got little bits of butter sticking out, and you just want to give the brown sugar a little bit of a stir. This will be the crumble topping. And then we will place this over the rhubarb. And then we will cook it for another 15 minutes. So it goes nice and brown. And while you're doing that, you will make your custard. Now you want to get your crumble mixture. And you want to pour it all over your rhubarb, lemon juice and sugar. Might be a little bit warm, so just be careful. And just put your gloves on for a minute. And just give it a little shake. So you're spreading out all the crumble mixture. Don't want to pat it down, but you just want to give it a good layer. Like that. And then we'll place it back in the oven to cook for 12 to 15 minutes till your crumble goes nice and brown and you will make your custard. Now you're going to place your rhubarb crumble back in the oven to cook for 12 to 15 minutes so your crumble topping goes nice and golden and brown. So you're placing it back on the top shelf and you close the door and you keep an eye on that. Now you're going to make your custard. Now you're going to start making your custard. You're going to get some full fat milk and you're going to put 3/4 of the pint into a measuring jug. And now you're going to put 3 teaspoons of custard powder. Into the milk. And with a fork you want to give it a good stir. So you're just giving this a good stir so you get everything bound in and it doesn't stick to the bottom. Next step, you want to add in 3 tablespoons of custard sugar. It's up to you how sweet you like to have your custard. And then with your fork you want to stir it in so it evaporates. Once you have made your custard, you serve your custard with your rhubarb crumble. You can either serve it with ice cream or cream. So what you're doing is just getting all the sugar in. It'll take a minute. Mixture of your custard, you're going to pour it in a saucepan. You're going to place it on the ring and you're going to switch your hob on to medium heat, and you get a wooden spoon and you just want to give it a little stir. You want to keep an eye on it. You don't want it to go. You don't want to burn it. So this is what it should look like after when you have cut it up. You should have a nice piece in your bowl and you've got your nice custard in your pan. you're going to pour a little bit of custard over the top of your rhubarb crumble. So after when you have poured your custard in, this is what it should look like. And I hope you enjoy making this recipe. Don't forget to hit the like button, share to all your friends, hit that subscribe button, and thank you. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. More videos coming soon.